gonna assume that we're on, even while it reloads, so it can tell me that I'm on and everything. I usually, yeah, whatever. Cool. So welcome everybody. It's good to be here playing a game that I've really been looking forward to. And before I say anything else, welcome to a broadcast featuring a very stupid person who never bothered to enable his Twitch Prime settings when he has Amazon Prime. You know, I should probably have looked into that and actually thought about what I would get out of that if I actually bothered to check it out. So now I have Twitch Prime up, so my broadcasts on Twitch will store longer, which is really great because you just got anybody else is doing YouTube right now. Pretty much got a new email from YouTube saying that, yeah, you know how we made it harder to monetize a couple months ago? Well, we just made it really, really hard to monetize. And the thing about monetizing for me is I just have this feeling that as I get better at this, I might actually get, you know, I might actually find some people who really enjoy this. I have a couple of people, I have a small handful at the moment. Thrill, that's all I'm getting. I have a couple people, but mostly people that I know that enjoy this at this point. But awesome. Yeah, this is the way I want to do this. This is the one I want. Yep, that for sure. Wow, there are a lot of options in this game. That's pretty cool. Yeah, let's just hop into this. But anyway, about being on YouTube, and you know, basically anyone who's on YouTube right now is gonna say that YouTube sucks, and they just keep getting, you know, shittier and shittier, and they're not a cool company. I'm really trying to figure out who I want to be right now, because these guys all look pretty cool. I like the robot there. I'm running out of time. I was gonna do the very obvious Ultimate Warrior ripoff. Even though I hate the Ultimate Warrior, just always say that. I hate the Ultimate Warrior. But the wrestler sort of thing. It's probably not gonna be the best character for me anyway. Cool. Awesome. This is really cool, and this is what I was expecting out of this. Yeah. Ooh. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna leave that. Awesome. Anyone who's on YouTube right now got their demonetization thing, you know, unless they're a super huge YouTube person. And the monetization thing is, it's not like, you know, I'm not making any money on YouTube, but I always have this feeling like if you stick with this, if you keep doing it, then, you know, maybe eventually somewhere down the line you will actually get a couple bucks out of it, and that's really cool to me, and that's sort of like an extra level of motivation to keep doing this. It's you know, if you put the work in, you'll get rewarded for it, and you know, I just, whenever they do something like this, they always say our goal is to make it possible for anybody to do this. And when they do something like this, it's very obvious that what they've done is they will just, to anybody to do this and make some money from it. And it's very obvious to me every time I've like looked at anything that they do, that they are making it as difficult as possible for you to actually get to the point where you're gonna make any money. They demonetize people for nothing. They do stuff like that. But anyway, that's not why we're here. It's not why we're here for this. We're here to actually talk about a game that's really cool to me, that I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I've just started. As you can all see, you saw on the menus thing, there's two different versions of this game to play within this cartridge, which is really cool. And I went for the one that is always why I bring it up. This is the sort of like quest RPG style mode that they have. They have two modes. They have one that's more like the Fighter's Destiny thing, where, you know, Fighter's Destiny was a very clear equivalent of Dead or Alive or Tekken on this system. This is kind of a little bit more like Street Fighter, but what it really does is it's got, like, you saw me fiddling around with the items that they give you, and and you saw there's a little bit of storyline, it has the most RPG elements out of a lot of games that are on the N64. It's pretty high up there for a system that has no real RPGs on it, very few. But if you just want that kind of like stats, you know, work at things, equip items, you know, get all these boosts and stuff, this is a really good game for that. And that's what I've always kind of been saying. And oh my god, I just did a pretty awesome special right there. That was really cool. So I don't actually have the controls next to me or on a map or anything. I'm kind of feeling it out as I go. So as far as I can tell so far, the top up and right C don't do anything. So you're basically down to 4. It's got an update about the Boston Bruins that Rene Rancourt is gonna. This is Rene Rancourt's last season singing the anthem, that's a real bummer. So up C and right C don't do anything. So you're down to basically 4 buttons here. I'm using the D-pad because D-pad is usually the better way to do the quarter circles and the forward backs and all those other typical fighting game movements. What the fuck is this guy doing? Oh, also, if I'm not going to be able to monetize shit, then I don't care if I swear a lot. So, yeah, so he's a pro wrestler. He's directly a ripoff of the wrestler character in Virtua Fighter. That's totally what he looks like. He's that and Ultimate Warrior, those two things. So, with this game, and obviously the Here You Know Ken, which is the sort of the game that this game is a part of, it's been around for a while, but at some point they eventually get to look, especially over here, very much like just a straight up Street Fighter ripoff, and especially when they do like these pocket versions of the characters, like the SD mode. That looks just like, it looks like Pocket Fighter and Gem Fighter. If we know Pocket Fighter, if we know Street Fighter, we're gonna look at this over here and say, well, it's just Street Fighter. But, we didn't get Street Fighter, even though there's a billion versions of it on the PS1 during this time. Oh, shit. Wow, that's really cool. I wanna find out how to do some of these cool moves that he's... Oh my god. Wow, that looked brutal. And of course, you guys can all pretty much figure out I'm going to be an all-offense character. There you go! Lay that sucker down. That one. Nice. You know what I'm thinking, actually, is that, either L or R, because L and R don't, seem to be, well, R blocks, so there's that. R blocks, L or top C or right C. Up C, not top C. Any of the 3 buttons that, as far as I can tell, don't do anything, might actually be used for, disposable items, which I elected not to equip when you saw me, doing that stat screen right there at the beginning of this. And I have the two costume items equipped to benefit my stats a little bit. But I'll bet that there's I would hope that there's a quick usage button as opposed to a button combination, if there are buttons that aren't really used. Also, we should check out if Z does anything. That would be important. Z might be that for all I know as well. Nice. I like it. Oh, cool. And so that's what's really cool too, is you're not just leveling up your character and getting stat boosts from these outfits, you're also leveling up the items that you're wearing. That's pretty cool. It's so unimpressive if it's anywhere else, but when it comes down to the N64, this is stuff that, like, I search out for and I look to see what games are doing it. And this is exactly why I have so much respect for Flying Dragon, why I've always remembered it. I haven't really played this game in a long, long time, but I remember playing this over at my friend's house. It was one of the several games that I would initially have remembered. This game, as well as Mystical Ninja, I played that at my friend David's house when I was 6, 7, 8 years old. This is one of the games that I remembered, and I always thought it was cool. But I never played it for a long time, and I just remembered it being cool, and so I only found out that, like, if you're looking for RPG elements on the N64, like, this game has them. It's obviously not a straight-up RPG. It's not a, a Final Fantasy or a Chrono Trigger or anything like that. And, oh, what's she doing here? Oh my god. I really do need to learn how to block in fighting games, or be defensive at some point. Oh, that was a good counter. What the hell is she doing? I gotta fight back. Wow, she beat me. She beat me that round. Damn. I like how the guy's name is Powers too. Like, it's so just incredibly macho, the entire look of his character. It's so macho and so American. It's usually what you do, honestly, when you have an American, especially a wrestler character in a game. I think World Hero's a character that's blatantly ripped off of Hulk Hogan, and his name's Muscle Power. If this is kind of like the equivalent. Like, it's so tough to really say that a game like this is ripping anything off directly, because there are so many at this point, or even at, like, not at this point in 2018, but we're talking about at this point in mid-1998, head-to-head fighting games with a lot of the martial arts aesthetic. But it is such a trope to use that, like, professional wrestler based off of Hulk Hogan. It's so obvious. Oh, did I really lose that one? Yeah, no, I did. Damn it. Alright, let's see what I can really do to improve. I got limited continues? Alright, I wonder what happens after I run out of continues then. Cause so this is circuit. I saw, obviously there's going to be like 2-player modes, which aren't going to be accessible to me on the menu because I've only got the one controller plugged in. Oh. Yeah, I really, what I need to do after this video here is I need to kind of explore even just the menu a little bit, and explore all the things, like all the options in this game, because that's one thing that is very much lacking in a lot of the games, especially fighting games that I've played up to this point. This game is different from fighting games in so many ways, from the fighting games that I've played already in so many ways, because fighting games have this, like, it's not their fault, but what are you going to do besides you have the arcade style ladder, you have head-to-head mode, you have tag modes, you have team battle modes, whatever you want to call them, and you have an options menu to fiddle around with on the main menu, especially if it is an arcade port, like most of them are as well. Your Mortal Kombat, your War Gods, all the Midway ones, Clay Fighter, all that stuff. This game is not, as far as I know, it was released in Japan a little while before it came over here to America, and I think it got some updates. It was kind of released as the same game. Like, the Japanese version and the American version are fairly different for a game released under the same name. But I have to do some research on that. Don't hold me to that particular aspect of the release of this game, because as you can imagine, this being a Culture Brain Natsume release of a fighting game with an SD mode, you can probably imagine that it was big for Japan, especially it's a Hiryu no Ken series game. You know what I've noticed with all my fights with this girl so far, Hayato, is that nobody is getting even close to winning via KO. It's the clock runs a little bit fast, but she never attacks, and she blocks the whole time, so nobody is really taking that health bar down. It's kind of ridiculous. If I get better at learning how to, like, throw and stuff, I'll be able to figure that out. Obviously, that's how you beat block spammers. Nice. Oh, okay, so there's like a tournament aspect to this. That's good. So we had round three rounds, and then we're in the semifinal, and then, so 5 rounds. 5 rounds in a circuit. Cool. So, and then I guess you just keep doing that and keep going at it. You are so stupid to try and fight me. Wow. Okay. You know who this guy is? This is a combination. Now that I see him, like, his whole body instead of just the picture, because I already kind of thought he looked like Jack from Tekken. He's a combination of Jack from Tekken and E Honda, because he's a sumo wrestler. He's got the exact fighting stance and a lot of the. Oh, he's got a little bit goofier moves to him apparently. But, like, tell me that, like, his face, the way that his, like, mouth is drawn, his jawline, everything like that. Tell me he's not definitely based on Jack from Tekken. And then the whole E Honda thing isn't really hard to pull off. He's a sumo wrestler, and I'm not saying just because he's a sumo wrestler, but the color scheme and everything also contributes to that a lot. So it's kind of ridiculous. Also, based on the way that he is drawn, I can imagine that if there's a comedy character, a comic relief character on this roster, it's this guy. Because at first I thought he was going to be a little bit scary, but now that I see his whole body is like red, white, blue, he's definitely more of a comedic character than anything. Damn. The thing, one thing that I've really noticed, and part of why, you can probably say maybe that this game doesn't look all that challenging just yet, but I think that's also what I do like about it, is that, you know, it's a fighting game where right off the bat I feel like I'm kind of holding my own, and I've got a chance to improve, especially that they've given you a chance to improve beyond just, getting really good with one character. Like, they're literally letting you improve the character as long as you're loyal to them, kind of like in Hot Shots Golf, or rather if you're loyal to the items that they use, or if you use better items. Wow, this clock moves really fast. It's not even that fast, but like there's so much like, if I was playing a boxing game, I'll tell you straight up, I would get my character winded so fast. And that's how I'd lose when I play Punch-Out, that's what happens. I always tell myself not to just go in there and throw a million punches on, not just on Glass Joe, but on everybody. But, yeah, I cannot just chill out and sit back when I'm playing a fighting game like this. So, I'll keep up the attack. It's kind of letting me do that at this low level, I guess. I'll keep up the attack and the intensity, and they won't be really getting a lot of chances to fight back. But there's no way that anyone's gonna win by KO. Oh shit! Oh god, he's gonna win. No! Damn! Oh, he won! Fine. Yeah, he's clearly a comedy character. I like his autograph, honestly, he looks awesome. Aw, okay, so if I lose, then I don't get to continue. I have to do 3rd place, huh? That's fair. Look at this little guy. Is that a girl? Yes, that's a female character, I guess. Oh, she's quick though, isn't she? She might be the one that ooh, shoots electricity. Goddamn. Little little Pikachu over here. Remember, Japan had already had Pokemon. I don't know how old this character is. I don't know how long she's been around in this series. They just keep saying stupid things and then forgetting that this series is, like, older than, like, 3 console generations, for one thing. I have no idea where the basis of this series comes from, by the way. Is it, like, manga? For all I know, it's a manga. That's why it's so popular. And is it Fist of the North Star? That's what that is, I think, right? I can't. It's so weird because it's literally for this game in the United States on the N64, it is very clearly released as you don't need to know this series, you don't need to know. Is it a tie? Hey, at least we both get a point if it's a tie. Alright. The way that they released this game was very clearly like, you don't need to know. I just remembered to check Z doesn't do anything. You don't need to know anything about the series. We've never really released a whole lot of it. I think we released a game on the NES. Like, there's not been a whole lot of, you know, people in the United States being expected to keep up with this series as long as it's been around. So I think that this game, like, you're not really supposed to know anything, but then, in hindsight, you know, I feel like if I'm supposed to be really getting into it, I probably have to do a little bit of research on the game itself, on the series rather, than just on this game and what it entails. So obviously, one thing that I have to do for next time, there's going to be at least 2 videos, if only because I have to do one for the SD mode and I have to do one for the regular mode, virtual mode, that they call it. So that's going to be one thing I do. As far as I can tell, this is going to be it for the circuit mode, because I'm not going to be the champ. 15 credits, nice. Must be the 3rd place payout is 15 credits. Cool, 3rd place. Yeah. A little bit more training, that's all I need. It'd be cool. Get the treasure! Strange medicine. Okay, 27 credits. Awesome. Nice. Did I level up? Awesome. This is what's really cool about this game. This is what I was really hoping for, is that, like, I'd feel pretty rewarded even if I lost fights. Just by grinding it out, I'd get something out of it. So that's pretty cool. Setup of operation. I probably should have looked at this. See, yeah. Alright. So, yeah, you can see. Cool. So right here we got just 1 kick and 1 punch. The up C and right C are for items. The left C is a super secret move, I guess. The one where it was getting all sparkly. And then there's also super move, which I guess is probably still just a regular, like, attack, but a 3rd attack that's different depending on the character. And then I guess they do have a 3D element with the L and Z, but that's whatever. This is what I need. I need to be, remember to set things to easier. And, ooh, Turbo. I wonder if Turbo will make, huh. Mind's Eye. I don't know what that is either. I'm gonna have to play around with that. Alright, and treasure box. Let's see what else is here. Tournament. Okay, so that's more. You can do multiplayer or however many you want. So that's what I want there. I'm probably not gonna mess with that, but yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. And then over here, ooh, you know what? I was gonna do this real quick. Let's do a couple matches here. Yes, controller pack. And then, yeah. The characters are different too. Huh. Alright, this time... You know, I'll stick with the, our protagonist guy over here. Yeah, let's do a couple, rounds of this, just to see what the difference is. Oh, shit. This moves a lot faster. Feels a lot tougher too. It's damn, this is quick. Jeez, oh my god. Wow, I got my ass kicked there. Wow, and don't even give me a second to breathe or anything, Jesus. You know something? I just realized this. I want to point out that on the front of the cartridge, and I'm pretty sure on the front of the box as well, the character is not. They don't put these versions of the characters so to make it look like Tekken or anything like that. They put the SD characters. So if anything, I will just assume that the other mode that we were playing, the SD mode, is intended to be the main mode of this game. So whatever this says, I've never really necessarily recommended the game based on this mode, because what I've remembered from it was always the fact that there was the SD mode. Why doesn't he turn around when he gets up? I don't understand. Like, if it's not a wrestling game where I just, for some reason, or just can swap targets. Like, I don't need to be facing the other way if she knocks me on my ass, or if I jump over her. Like, I should be facing her no matter what. That's a basic fighting game thing. The thing I'm trying to figure out right now actually is I've got my secret buster, I think, bar filled up over there, but the controls must be different because, hold on, the controls must be different because I don't know how to use it. Okay, down C is still just super move. I don't. Alright, so this is intended to be the more serious fighter, clearly, because they also apparently require me to do a certain combo to pull off that move, whereas this mode, for some reason, just has a button that you press. So yeah, sure. I guess the next one I'll see. I'll check out that other mode, but most likely, as I've always assumed that I would, I'm probably going to spend a lot more time doing this version because this is the version that's a lot deeper, and doesn't have anything else like it. So the SD mode really is the attraction of this game, as far as I can tell. The next video I will do some of the virtual mode, but definitely anything past that, if I did, I would definitely go back to this mode. And if you're going to judge this game, so far it's going to be based on this, which is really cool. So that's going to be it for today, and I hope that you look at this game and you see something different in it, and you see something really different and really enjoyable, like I always have. So stay tuned for more of this game, whatever mode that may be, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.